What's up, Ego Hackers? Welcome to the show, and we have Miss Haley here today. Thank you for agreeing to be on my show. I'm very excited.
So am I.
Awesome. So introduce yourself to the audience. Who are you? What are you all about? What do you do? What's your thing?
Okay, so I'm Haley. I work 3 jobs. I work 6 in the morning to 1, and then 3 to 9, and then I train horses on weekends.
Training horses? How'd you get into training horses? That's kind of cool.
I grew up on a ranch, and I've had horses my whole life, and animals my whole life, and I rescue horses. So
you rescue horses?
Yeah. So I have a lot of horses I've had a lot of horses from like feedlots and just like abusive homes and stuff like that.
Really? So
Yeah.
like horse abuse is like a big deal.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
no idea that was even a thing. I also took care of horses growing up. My cousin married a girl who had her ponies, you know, this little girl who became big time horses. They'd ride on it and whatnot. But I still have yet to learn how to ride on horseback. Mm-hmm. So it's a skill I definitely want as much as I can and whenever I can get that. So yeah. All right, cool. Well, that sounds fantastic. All right, so psychic doing a reading. That's pretty awesome. So I ask a couple of questions here and there. So all right, so what do you do when people don't like you? When they don't value you? When they don't come to you and ask you what you think to solve their problem?
I just let it be.
You just let it be?
Typically,
But doesn't it bother you?
It depends on the situation and the person.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here's the thing, though. Like, a lot of people probably don't give you this kind of credit, but you're like the smartest person in the room, able to like solve any problem, no matter what. You're just constantly thinking all the time. It doesn't stop. Sometimes it's hard to turn it off at night, but you just think about everything. It's all about, efficiency of movement, trying to optimize things here and there. You could be a real grease monkey sometimes if you have to. Doesn't matter. It's one of the things. It's just like, I get a relationship with a dude, and it's like, yeah, but he sucks at mechanics, and like it's really hard to respect him if he doesn't even know how to use a freaking screwdriver, and I do. This is like really ridiculous, unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're all about what you think, and what you think is a big deal. It's like, because guess what? No one can really outthink you. That's the thing. That can be actually intimidating to people. Some of your friends, even some of the men in your life, it's really intimidating because you're consistently able to solve problems that they're not able to solve, and you're like, what the hell? This is bullshit,
Yeah.
So, it comes there. But yeah, like no one can really outthink you. And that's what's really great about you, is that because you have that high level of problem-solving capability, people are able to come to you and ask you for help, and you're actually able to help. And it's one of the things that makes you the happiest, is when you're able to solve other people's problems as a result. Okay. And then you live in the moment. It's all in the moment, right? You're aware of what other people are doing. You're aware of what makes them comfortable. You're aware of things that they've done. You look at a person you'd be like, I bet he did this. And then sure enough, that's what he did. Or I bet she did this. And sure enough, that's what she does, and you just have that sense about you where you're just able to just kind of figure people out from that perspective. But you're all about what you want, very wanty all the time. It's kind of like to the point where people would be like, wow, that's kind of really childish of you. You think you could want that? Little Miss have it all? You know what I'm saying? Gotta be Little Miss have it all, because, and you're like this thing, it's like, well, I can get what I want. But, life to you is like this freaking minefield, right? And you have all these things exploding all around, but somehow you're able to get through, and people just can't even figure out how the hell you're able to get out of that situation, as you just unobligate yourself. It's like, hey, I got into this really fucked up situation, but guess what? I'm kind of like Houdini, and I got out of it, so fuck off. You know what I mean? Yeah, you just always have that ability to just get out of every situation, no matter what you do. It's amazing. I love that about you. It's so good. However, the most sensitive part about you, you're afraid of people not liking you. You're afraid of people not giving you gratitude. You're afraid of people not accepting you, and it bothers you. This is why one of the things that you crave the most in life is validation. And you get validation the most when people come up to you and be like, hey, Haley, what do you think about this? What do you think? How would you solve this problem? This is really puzzling me. And they constantly asking you what you think and giving you an opportunity to share your knowledge as much as possible, which is it's awesome. It's awesome that you're able to do that for people. But it's because you care. And when you're criticizing someone, sometimes you can be really harsh. Sometimes it's like, oh, you're being a real bitch, Haley, saying that. And it's like, well, never underestimate the power of stating the obvious. And that's what I'm doing. I'm stating the obvious. Hello. It's not hard. But you do it because you care. It's not because you're trying to be a bitch. That's the problem. And people just misjudge you that way consistently to the point where it's gross, misjudging you like that. Like, you shouldn't let people misjudge you. The reality of the situation is that you spend so much time thinking that basically means you're instantly likable. You're a very likable person. What business do you have being so afraid of people not liking you? Because you're just that smart. And a lot of people don't realize that about you. They're just, everyone's all judgy about appearances, and they don't even give you a chance. They actually take choices away from you, or they put obstacles in front of you to make it harder for you to move forward, which is bullshit. I don't stand for that. It's really bullshit. Now, you're worried about stupid people. You're worried about being around stupid people because if you're around stupid people, you might mirror them and actually become stupid like them. So you're like, I got to get away from those people. Get me away from the stupid people as soon as possible. The other thing is, too, is that you have this issue where it's like, hey, that's some nice stats there, but I don't think that works. Or, hey, that's a nice report you got there. I don't think that works. Oh, it's nice that you read that book. Nice book you read, but where's the life experience to go with it? You worry about other people's thinking. You worry about other people's propensity to be stupid because stupid people can bring you down. You know that stupid people basically are obstacles, and stupid people are the people who take away your freedom. Because if anyone takes away your freedom, Haley, you get pretty ragey. You get pretty angry. You get pretty upset to the point where it could be a serious, serious problem for you. Well, it's not necessarily your fault because freedom is that important to you. It's like everything. It's everything to you. So, not a big deal. Next thing is, though, you're very critical about your experience. You walk around saying like, hey, I have a memory of an elephant. I have the best memory possible, yet you're actually really forgetful. Let's be straight.
This is true.
Yeah.
Didn't always used to be that way, though.
Didn't always used to, yeah, fair enough. The other thing is, too, is that when you actually get something, you have a hard time sharing it with other people. Like when you achieve something for yourself, or you gain something, or you get something new, you have a real hard time achieving, or not achieving, but sharing. Sharing is hard. You like it when others share with you. It's very great. But if you've worked really hard for something, sometimes it can be hard for you to share with other people because you're so critical towards what you have earned in your life that it's really hard for you to share with others what you have earned. So try to let go of that a little bit. Realize that there's always more shit tomorrow. So just be willing to share a little bit more. It's okay. Sharing is caring after all. And actually sharing is one of the ways that causes people to like you more. And that's something that you really need. It's one of your needs. So the more you actually share with people, the more successful you're going to be in your life as a result, right? Now let's talk about your biggest weakness. Completely and entirely unaware of consequences to her own actions or anyone else's actions. She knows immediate reactions, but she doesn't know long-term consequences. So she makes decisions, and then all of a sudden it blows up in her face. You're like, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, I think things through.
You do think things through, but the difference is, though, is that while you do think things through, unforeseen consequences, you make a decision, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's like, oh shit, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. And that ends up causing, a lot of potential issues if you're not careful. So there's no amount of thinking through, because here's the thing. What I'm saying is that you lack the ability to be strategic because you are very tactical. Tactical versus strategy. What's the difference? Being tactical is this person that can react in the moment. You have the fastest reaction time. However, the super long-term planning, very, very long-term planning, where people have all these strategies and they create these Xanatos gambits where no matter whatever decision they give you, it always benefits them. You're kind of unaware of people playing the angles. You know the angles are being played, but you don't know specifically which angles they are. Sometimes it's just enough that angles are being played, but because you don't know what specific one it is, you actually can be weak to someone trying to manipulate you through a narrative of some kind, and you just don't really know. So what you got to do to protect yourself is do the following. Trust what people say, but always verify. Trust but verify. It's like the number one tool that I could give you as a person. Trust but verify. Oh yeah, cool, it's all good, I trust you, but still going to verify everything you said, bitch. Don't worry. I got this. So that way you're going to be able to protect yourself. That's what's mega important. And then the worst part about you. How you feel. You don't give a flying fuck about how you feel. You care about what everyone else feels and what they value, but you don't give a shit about what you value, because from you, it's who cares what is good or bad. It's just true, false. Give it to me straight. What's the facts? Facts, not feelings. That's just how you are. You care about the facts. And sometimes, in your life, people would accuse you of just being heartless. People would accuse you of not being sympathetic enough, or not being empathetic enough to other people's issues or pain or whatever. And it's like, well, bitch, who cares? Because I'm just telling you the truth. I'll just solve your problem. Then you can stop bitching and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's okay. That's okay. But the other problem is you struggle with accepting yourself. You rely on external validation way too much. Way too much. Other people telling you good things about you or saying that they like you, you rely on that too much. And because of that, you actually can end up you're at risk of hopping from abusive relationship to abusive relationship, because you're relying on his external acceptance of you instead of relying on your own self-acceptance, which is a huge problem for you personally, Haley. You don't want to live that life.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that person. So be careful. Be really careful with that. And I know it's really annoying, but you got to get to a point where you value yourself enough such that you accept who you are regardless of anyone's external judgments of you. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what's important. That's the key to success in your life, other than trust but verify naturally. So you do that, you'll have a great life. And here's the other thing, women like you struggle a lot by coming off emasculating and being really masculine as a result. And it's really hard for someone like you to be in your feminine energy. Why is feminine energy important? Because men are conditioned and taught how to treat women, but they are not taught what to expect from them. Women are taught what to expect from men, but not how to treat men. And women like you are actually set up for failure in this area. It's a big problem. Women like you actually struggle with being feminine. However, because you have that struggle, femininity becomes a learned behavior. And because it's a learned behavior, not a natural behavior, you actually can master it because it's a learned behavior, which means no one can out-feminine you once you figure it out. But you have to have that high level of self-acceptance in order for you to engage your femininity the most. Because the more feminine you are, the more devoted your man will be to you. So let me tell you how to do it. All you have to do, even though sometimes you'll be like, oh, I sound like a little bitch right now, this is bullshit, fuck feelings, I'm just going to state the fucking facts. Well, here's the reality. If you express to him your needs, your emotions, feelings, oh, God forbid, your desires, which is really important to you anyway, and it's easy for you to express what you want, which is great. Also, your problems. Because here's the thing, your deadly sin is pride, and you always want to be the woman who could solve my own problems, but if you're not going to give your man the opportunity to solve your problems, well, he's going to resent you, and that's actually how you emasculate him. Because you're trying so hard to be proactive in solving your own problems that you do not give your man the opportunity to solve problems for you. He can't be the hero to whisk you up off your feet, and you're always trying to be independent and solve your own problems and shit, and then he feels emasculated, and that harms his devotion. And that's why he ends up not sticking around for you because of that, and you end up being abandoned over time, which is really sad because you're a good person. You don't need to be abandoned like that. But what you don't even realize is because you haven't been conditioned to understand how to treat men, basically, and do it permissively. God forbid you ask permission. But it's hard for you to ask permission because you know exactly what you want. You also know how to get to it, so you just go for it. But you don't understand is that when you have that attitude or that behavior, it's very off-putting to men. And then what ends up happening is that men over time, they just start resenting you. You don't want to create that resentment, right? So, again, self-acceptance. Don't rely on any man's external validation. When you get it, it's great. It's like candy. Tastes good. But make sure that you go out of your way, right? Make sure that you go out of your way to actually express. I know expressing emotions sounds pretty gay. Let's be honest. No offense to LGBTQ members of the audience when I say that.
Oh,
but at the same time, you have to be willing to state how you feel. But here's the thing. When you're with your man, you state how you feel to him. You don't have to state how you feel to everybody. You just do it to him. Who cares? He gets that special position in your life. He has that power. Nobody else has that, right? You express, and you're good from that perspective, okay? And then again, express your needs, which is hard because oftentimes you don't even know what you need. You know what you want, but you don't know what you need. Mm-hmm. But if a man is really in tune with you, in tune with your feelings, and also in tune with what you value, with what you want, needs, emotions, desires, problems, then he'll be able to anticipate them and just give them to you even if you don't even know that you needed it. Because usually what men will do is like, oh, I know what I need, and because I need it, chances are she needs it. I'll share it with her, which is what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. As you continue to contribute to men in your life, as you continue to contribute them, you want to be memorable. Because you know you're going to fail. You know you're going to fail sometimes. And when you fail, that means they could abandon you, and you get scared about that. Well, here's the reality. If you keep doing those good things, they should be piling up in his memory so that when you do inevitably fail, he remembers and he sticks around for you. Mm-hmm. That way, that's it. Oh, and by the way, for you to have like ultimate happiness in life, become a teacher. Stop having imposter syndrome. Oh, I'm not good enough because I'm not qualified. I'm worried that I don't have the training or the credentials.
I hate children. She's a teacher, though.
But I don't mean like a teacher of children. I mean like teacher like wood shop, metal shop, open up a car hood, or teaching someone horseback riding. That's what I'm talking about. Teaching in any capacity, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah. So how did I do, Miss Haley?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, cool. That's bitching. All right, so we're going to end this episode then. We'll get on the next one. All right, thanks for watching, folks. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.